Spellbreak has been fully released for over a week now, but I know you're hungry to master all of the elements. Just remember that it takes time to fully actualize your avatar powers. So to help you along in your journey, in today's video we will go over 11 tips to improve at the game. Starting with number 1, all natural. Save for a few effects that show your outline, enemy players will primarily rely on sound and sight to locate you. This means you can use the terrain to your advantage. When drinking potions and shards, crouch inside bushes to keep yourself hidden until you've recovered. Players who aren't paying attention may walk right by you. Tip number 2, always forward. When moving, going forward allows you to move considerably faster than strafing from side to side or backpedaling. This is a common trait of three-dimensional projectile-based shooter games, and it's no different in Spellbreak. Taking advantage of this means practicing moving forward as often as possible to make yourself difficult to hit. If you find yourself backpedaling or strafing often, you are making yourself an easy target. Tip number 3, faster recovery. Each consumable, be it shards or potions, will run its heal over time effect regardless of whether other effects are active. You can then stack these effects together, so if you know how much you need to heal, you can use all of the consumables at once. At the making this video, small consumables heal for 20 each, and large consumables heal for 50. So do some quick maths on how much you will need and chug away. Tip number 4, the Pedestrian. While using a recovery item, you will cancel the action if you jump, attack, or use a sorcery. However, you are free to move around. Use this to your advantage by walking off ledges, under bridges, and down levels inside structures like houses and castles. Especially in intricate castle layouts, this tip can mean the difference between getting a potion off versus not. Tip number 5, fuel efficiency. Do yourself a favor and practice managing your mana bar at all times. A quick tip for this is to use your rune as a stopgap to let your mana recharge between hovering, since runes don't cost mana to use. When traveling to escape the fog, I like to hover until I have low mana without letting it run out, use my rune and fall while my mana recharges, and then hover again while my rune cooldown comes back. Tip number 6, wounded birds. While you may have mastered mana management, be on the lookout for when your enemies mess up in theirs. If you see an airborne enemy force a mana recharge by looking at the purple effects around their hands, you can bet they will fall straight to the ground in a predictable pattern. Line up your shot with confidence and punish them for their mistake. Tip number 7, drink and drive. The potion tips keep flooding in. This is a quick one, but quite cool, pun intended. You can drink potions and use shards while skating on an ice trail and even while in stealth. Tip number 8, keeping organized. Another quick potion tip. When aiming at a consumable on the ground, we know that you can hold the loot key to pick it up or hold the key if you are full and would like to swap. However, holding the specific slot key you want to put the potion in will swap it to that spot rather than the slot you currently have selected. So if you prefer having your potions or shards on specific slots, you can just train yourself to use that slot and hold it down when you pick them up so they're always in the right location. And if they're ever out of alignment to your liking, you can open your inventory and swap their order on the inventory screen. Tip number 9, storm chasers. The tornado sorcery from the Wind Gauntlet has a ton of elemental combinations, but a lesser known one is its ability to pull projectiles in towards its center. You can use this as cover to avoid oncoming projectiles, though do be mindful of fire, toxic, or lightning reaching the center and combining with the tornado. Tip number 10, while charging the Ice Gauntlet's Ice Lance, it makes a loud sound of accumulating ice. This sound cue in particular can be heard from far away. So if you ever find yourself casually strolling through a field and you start to hear ice being built up, prepare for an incoming snipe. And lastly, tip number 11, the high ground. When landing on a hot spot where action starts quickly, it can sometimes give you a needed edge to land on terrain or structures that are higher up than other players. Landing first means you will get to attack first, which depending on your class can mean winning the fight. And that does it for 11 tips to improve at Spellbreak. I hope this video proved useful for you. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you in the next one.